How are you expected to pay your mortgage if you don't have a job or if you're being very severely handicapped by this whole coronavirus and the whole Bill of Rights being stepped on right now? My name is Kris Krohn, and today I'm heading in office. I'm going to be shooting a video with America's accountant, Dan Geltrude. He's on TV all the time, and he's going to talk about the mortgage relief. Is it coming? How do you access it? And how do you protect yourself and keep your family safe during these crazy economic times? Guess how much revenue I can generate with the coronavirus? Nothing. If we've got mortgages and we're struggling, we're out of work, like, how worried should we be about this issue?
Dan, when you tell us you can't make it to the studio, that's when I'm going to get nervous. But until then,
don't worry about that, Charles. If you're here, I'm here.
Dan knows of what he speaks. He has a very good gut. The Karma King of Cash is here. And Money Maestro Dan Geltrude on the good financial karma.
America's accountant, Dan Geltrude, managing director of Geltrude and Company.
Dan, thank you for being here again today. Friends, for those of you that are joining us for the first time, Dan Geltrude, America's accountant. You see this guy on TV all the time. In fact, he's the one that is helping small business owners and medium business owners, large business owners, make sure that they fill out paperwork correctly to get that free government stimulus. It's a loan that doesn't need to be repaid. By the way, if you're in business for yourself and you are suffering in any way, shape, or form, click that link below and get that. But Dan, we're here today to talk about mortgage relief because Donald Trump is out there encouraging banks to go easy on people that are obviously going to struggle in paying their biggest expense, which is their mortgage. And do you think that real relief is actually going to come?
I do believe real relief is going to come, Chris, because the government doesn't have a choice here. People are hurting. People are desperate. People are out of work. So the government has to step in here and do the right thing. And one of those areas that people really need relief for is their mortgage payments. Nobody wants to lose their house. That's a key area right now people need to focus in on.
You know, I'm concerned right now, though, because, like, what is the government's real plan here? Are they just going to say, hey, don't worry about it, we'll actually pay every American's mortgage? Are they going to ask banks and just say, hey, we just need you to bend a little bit and have forgiveness so that you don't have a whole lot of foreclosures slamming your way? I mean, is this a state issue? Is this a federal issue? And for everyone watching here, if we've got mortgages and we're struggling, we're out of work, like, how worried should we be about this issue?
Well, the first component here, Chris, is if you have not been impacted by the coronavirus, you shouldn't be making any claims. And, you know, we need to stay in integrity here. So I just want to put that out there. If you're doing well, God bless, keep going. There's a lot of people who are not, and those are the people that we have to help. So let's not try to take advantage of programs if they don't apply to you. So people who cannot pay their mortgage, what do we do? So in this last stimulus package that the government just put out, there's some wording in there related to government-backed mortgages, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA. Those mortgages, you are potentially going to be given time to get back on your feet. But that's the key, get back on your feet. So what you need to do, if you're in a situation you can't make your mortgage payment, reach out to your lender, explain the situation, let them guide you through the process. Believe me, everyone wants to help right now.
You know, Dan, it's interesting because I look at my personal situation, and with owning hundreds and hundreds of properties, as long as I've got renters in there and we're doing business as usual, I actually don't have a problem whatsoever. One of my businesses, we put on events. I own a convention center. It's a multi-million-dollar project. I've got an SBA loan that holds a part of that mortgage. And I recently found out that the government was going to give somewhere between 2 and 3 months worth of stimulus, as in don't make your payment. But by the way, it's not forgiven. We're going to tack it on to the end of the mortgage. And I have my accounting team looking into that. I'm just saying, if that's true, what a relief, because guess how many events I'm holding right now in my event center? Nothing. Guess how much revenue I can generate with the coronavirus? Nothing. Guess what I can do? I can do nothing. And it's frustrating. Actually, My team's gotten a little innovative. They set up a massive screen on the side of the building, and they're charging people to have drive-ins, sit in your cars and watch a movie on loudspeakers, and like bringing food to the cars. I mean, we're getting inventive, but for heaven's sakes, I mean, on that mortgage, that's a $15,000 month mortgage, and otherwise no revenue. It's crazy right now.
Well, Kris, you bring up a great point. Right now, the coronavirus is changing the world, and after this passes, everything is going to be different. So you know what I'm telling people? Exactly what you did. Start your evolution now.
Well, I love that. Innovate, innovate, innovate. Tony Robbins, one of my mentors, says constant and never-ending innovation. You've got to constantly improving. You've got to constantly be growing. And trust me, like right now, I think if businesses even want to stay alive, they've got to be pivoting hard. One of the things that I really appreciate, that people can learn about in the link below is if they own businesses and they are genuinely struggling in any way, shape, or form, if they're laying off people, if they're struggling to keep employees, if they've got their mortgage and rent, et cetera, and expenses, that the government is providing in that recent tax bill, stimulus tax relief, and possibly entirely forgiven. And for those of you that didn't know that, there's a link below where you can actually connect with Dan and his team, and they will walk you through white glove service of how to organize the paperwork the right way. And Dan, that's such a really important service that I don't know of anyone else that's doing that right. So thank you, by the way, for tasking your entire company and team to help Americans get that money that will provide that relief. I think that's literally going to save financial lives.
Thank you, Kris. We're out there to help everyone we possibly can.
Well, Dan, last thought here. If someone is struggling to pay their mortgage, do you think that the government's relief money or bank's money will come in time? Should they, if they can't make do they default? Should they get in touch with the bank? What should someone do if they've got a single family home, traditional situation, maybe lost their job or their income's been lowered as a business owner, and they're just trying to find a way to keep their roof? What advice do you have for them?
The first step is you reach out to your bank, your lender, whoever's holding your mortgage. You explain the circumstance. They're going to document it. They may require some supporting documents from you to back up your story. And I believe that being the case, you will get relief at least for 90 days, perhaps longer. And hopefully by then you're back up on your feet.
Dan, I appreciate that. It does remind me of the subprime crisis, 2008 when that recession hit. At the time I had a mortgage on a multi-million-dollar house that I lived in. The value dropped in half. And I was surprised. The banks were getting so many homes coming back to them that they actually developed their own Save the Bank program. They called me and they said, hey, just give us a signature and we're going to basically reformat your loan and we're dropping your rate to and they dropped it several points. And I didn't say that I was struggling. They just basically said, anyone owning these big homes, we don't want them on our books. We don't want them on our portfolio. And so they went out of their way. Kudos to banks. I hope that the banking system works hand in hand with the government to provide the solutions that are super needed right now.
I agree, Kris. We're all in this together. Government, private business, citizens, we all need to help each other.
My friends, stay healthy, stay safe. Dan, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your updated knowledge on what we need to do for mortgage relief. Friends, hang in there and make sure that you subscribe because we've got more videos coming on like this. Dan and I have another video that's going to be airing soon, and it's going to be talking about 401ks. It's going to be talking about IRAs, and the rules have changed. There's a lot more money that's available to you than you thought without necessarily penalties. We'll even talk about how the tax structure on that money has been totally changed. So make sure that you subscribe, and we'll catch you on that video. People living in these homes are struggling right now to pay their mortgages. Unemployment is through the roof. Heaven knows that we need help. I hope that the government and banks will do the right things and take care of its people during this worldwide pandemic. For those of you that have been watching and connecting with Dan Geltrude because you have small businesses, there is relief there as well. If you're struggling to pay your company's bills or pay for your employees, the government is offering tons of stimulus money, 2.5 times the amount of money that you have in payroll spread over 8 weeks. It's phenomenal. If you want help getting that money, click the link below, get with Dan Geltrude and his team, and they'll walk you through how to access it. Subscribe, smash that like button, and I will see you on tomorrow's video.